Sarah says this, hey, rank your favorite fast food restaurants based solely on if you are on death row. Which one would you most likely pick as your last meal? And I need to stop right there.
Oh, geez.
Because
okay.
I need to find out why the both of us are on death row.
The actual question is, how have we avoided it so far?
Yeah. So, okay, I want to...
Because
are we there?
Because last episode we talked about how if we had the opportunity and we were born last century, we could potentially become milk thieves.
Okay. So we're on death row in like 1905 because we stole a bunch of pails of milk after pushing over Mr. Warner's cow.
I want to say it's because we were in Australia and we set up a bunch of scarecrows around the governor's mansion.
No,
and he came out and had a heart attack and died.
I picture us in Australia with like cameras on and like Hawaiian shirts on, be like, wow, all these British people are pretty lazy. And there's be like this big jail cell shuts, and there's an electric chair just right down the hall. We're just like, when you are going first.
Yeah.
What do you want as a last meal? And I'm like, Outback? And they're like, it's 5 minutes sooner now.
Yeah. And I look up and I'm like, so in your country, you just call this regular food?
Oh my gosh. Banter Biscuits, welcome to another wonderful winter day.
Yo, I was wrong about winter.
Yeah, how are you wrong?
Remember how I said it never snows here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Well, if you don't like the snow and you don't like raining on our parade, please click that like and subscribe button wherever you listen to and give us a 5-star review, and maybe sunny days will come to your life.
Not here.
Not in Ohio.
Not in Cleveland. Oh, no, you get plenty down there.
Yeah. Garrett, do you know who John Cena is?
It's funny you should say that. Is this him?
That is Vince McMahon.
Ah. One of my favorite bands got back together, and this meme was posted, and I saved it in my phone. I thought maybe that was him.
That was the chairman of the board before he was ousted because of ungodly accusations.
So let's go with John Cena?
No. No, it's just in my fandom, he finally turned into a bad guy, and everybody's freaking out about it because he hasn't been a bad guy in 22 years. So it's like a really big deal. And instead, Garrett shows me a picture of Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
You know, everybody is a bad guy. It's just a matter of time that they're going to be exposed.
You know,
every celebrity has done something bad.
Here's the thing. Roses are red.
Except Taylor Swift. She's perfect.
Violets are blue. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
Yeah. Oh, that's so poetic.
Thank you. How you been, buddy?
I've been pretty good. Yeah, I was wrong. I mean, people were trying to tell me, like, it snows here, we promise, we swear. At which point I would just turn around and go,
liar!
And tell them it does not, because the last 9 years, there's been nothing.
Yeah.
But this year, dude, we have been dumped on. It's just not stopping.
I've gotten dumped more than Seth back in middle school with the amount of snow we've been getting.
I've done all the dumping.
Okay. I don't know how to respond to that. Stop. whenever I read the news,
I've got a ring on it, so it has to stop.
Yeah. Whenever I read the news, I'm like, I don't know what to think of this or respond to it except for stop.
Yes. Just discontinue. Yeah. Every once in a while, I'm like, I'm going to dump you. And Audrey's like, look at your finger. And I'm like, oh, gosh.
Oh. So, Garrett, in my notes, I don't know how to put this because I don't know why this is a shocking thing, but it says that Garrett made somebody mad again.
Oh, I did.
And I'm trying to figure out like why this is like news.
Well, I didn't say it was news. I just said the word again.
Okay.
So it all started.
Oh boy. 1987.
Yeah.
No,
Audrey
88.
Audrey set us up with one of those Sears picture dates things, you know, where you go into, what was it? Oh, it was JCPenney. Sorry, Sears doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, that's so sad, dude.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
But she told me, and this will happen to you more and more, what's happening on our Saturday. So she booked us this portrait studio thing where you go in and you take pictures, and hopefully a few of them are good.
Okay.
And you can put them on your, hallway wall. And
Hopefully.
walk by them for 46 years.
Right. 46? That was oddly specific.
I don't know why.
When do you
I just
plan
feel
on
like
dying?
That's my number.
Okay. You're like, I'm
Let's
about
see,
to make it to 47. And then a crossbow just goes straight through you, but it's not like the arrow of the crossbow. It's an actual crossbow that just goes straight through you. Should have been catapulting crossbows.
Yeah, we're both standing there, and I looked and I looked down, and I'm just like, I can use this.
Yeah, it goes through
And
you.
then we're just charging into battle, but you're holding me like this. And you're just running. And I'm like, at least we're using me for something
for
now.
Nadia! And you get shot in the shoulder with an arrow, and you're like, we can reuse that too.
Oh boy. So we went to JCPenney to get some pictures. The kids were doing great.
Oh.
Now I have to set this up for just a second.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this to be mean. It's important to the story. There was a woman named Margie who, how do I put this, was of larger stature.
Her name was Margie.
Yeah.
So could you say that Margie was largy?
I could have.
Okay.
Where were you on Saturday?
I was not with you because I would have gotten hit.
This would have gone much better. Had
Listen,
you been
and
around.
Biscuits, listen, like I'm of the larger variety now too. So it takes one to know one.
It was it was more than that. I would use the word morbidity. How do you say it? Morbidly obese?
Morbidly obese.
Yeah. So, and yeah, I don't judge people, whatever. Like, it was not my first
large
impression
person
of her.
I'm sorry.
First whale I've seen beached.
Oh my gosh, Garrett. You just walked up to me, you're like, you're not my first large person, you know.
I would be defending her if she was nice. But
Okay.
anyway. So,
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyway, so it was not my first impression of her. It wasn't the first thing I thought, but it goes into the story. Okay. So she was the kind where they breathe, like
Mouth breathers.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying.
So it all went wrong when we approached the counter.
Oh no.
Right from the get-go.
Yeah.
I
Was this the
noticed
beginning?
This is just, we haven't even started yet. We just walked in.
This is like the tutorial.
You just, Audrey's like, Garrett, are you ready? And I'm just going like this against the wall.
Turn me.
Press A. And I'm like,
Yeah. A Goomba walks up to you and you just look at it and you take off your shoe and you just start smacking it rather than jumping on it.
And then Graham does a giant bounce, goes brrr, and like pops him out of existence.
Yeah, and Elle just takes out a knife and just goes against the Goomba.
So I grabbed her basket of stickers, and I should have known.
The whose basket of stickers?
The ladies.
Oh.
She had stickers there for kids, and I want to say that what she probably was doing was giving them like rewards after, like at the end of the session.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing this as I'm kneeling down to my kids with her basket of stickers and telling them that this is what they'll get if they're nice. I should not have touched the stickers.
Yeah, that was wrong, dude. What the heck? Like boundaries. No.
So I put the stickers back on the counter.
Wait, but okay, but why shouldn't you have touched them? What happened?
Well, because I feel like it was maybe her thing that she does for kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and you
here's
took
a
that from her?
sticker. Yeah.
So
and I
now
took
she's
that
not the
away from
favorite
her.
anymore? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told them this is what you'll get at the end if you're good. So immediately I put it back and I saw her face and I was like, well, this is going to be fun today.
Yeah. Carrot, you already screwed it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So usually, you've been on a photo shoot, right? Other than the one that I took of you getting engaged?
I am a celebrity, Garrett, so I'm in photo
Okay, so
shoots
you're
all the
used to it.
time.
Yeah.
Was just at the Oscars, so yeah.
Usually, like photographers are open to suggestion. Like they'll be like, oh, well, what if we do this? Or what if we do that? And they'll be like, oh, good idea. And they usually have like 6 or 7 ideas of their own, right? I could tell that she was very limited with her ideas and her thoughts, and she was very selective about it. And I thought to myself, well, we're paying for this, so why don't I suggest something?
Said the first person who tried changing their McDonald's order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want no pickle? Wait, you mean you want more pickles?
You know what? We're just gonna put a cucumber on there.
Yeah. So I'm realizing that she's kind of limited to what she can do. And so it gets to the point where it's just me and Audrey's turn, right? And she's like, okay, and I'm going to have you turn back to back. So we go like this. She's like, just touch shoulders like this. And I need you, sir, to cock your head back a little bit like this and look back towards Audrey or towards your wife. And I go, and I kid you not, this is what I did. I go, and she goes, perfect.
Oh my gosh, that was, yeah. You're just leaning back with giant smile on, and you're just like, hey.
And Audrey's, she had her going like this with her arms crossed, like she's on a 90s sitcom.
That's exactly what it all looked like, dude.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take control here. So I'm like, oh, hey, you know what? Could I get a picture with my daughter? And she just gives me this confused look like,
daughter?
Why? why would you want that? And I was just like, so can I? And she's like, sure, I guess.
What?
And I'm like, you guess? So I'm like, I'm getting a picture with my daughter.
Yeah.
And I was like, come here, Elle. And she was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I think I'll put her on my shoulder. So I put her up.
Yeah.
And this is what she does. She goes, and takes it. And I'm like, knowing what I know about myself, and if you've listened to the podcast, you know that I don't get along with these people, right?
Garrett doesn't mean large people. He means
just people in general, like service people,
yeah,
like that are in the service industry.
People,
for some reason, they just don't like me.
People who are unhappy doing a job that Garrett asked of them to do that isn't taking much time or effort from them.
Yeah. So I'd made a decision. I was like, I'm staying out of it. No more suggestions. I'm going to be as nice as possible. I'm changing my ways. I'm flipping my leaf. And I just stopped making suggestions or whatever. And so we get through it, and I can tell that like she got nothing. She just got nothing good. So we go to the area where you wait for her to come back. I don't know if you've done this before, but like they usually go through all the pictures. They select a few, like a good amount, like they take out the ones with your eyes closed, and you know what I mean, like the ones that were like taken that
the
are blurry.
Outtakes. Yeah,
right. So Audrey goes to the bathroom, and she takes Elle because Elle has to go potty.
Don't we all?
I'm there with Elle or with Graham, and we sit down, and Graham's like, "Could you read this book to me?" And he hands me this book, "The Paper Airplane."
Oh.
By Alan Thomas.
That's a cute little picture. It's
right?
It has the paper airplane. There's this guy with a paper airplane above him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm safe, right? I start reading him through this page, and this is a quote for quote. I'm reading, and she has in this time has come from her counter over to the monitor where we're supposed to stand and look at the pictures, right? And I'm sitting right there. I'm about, 7 feet away. Note, she's already kind of like ticked off with me. And this is what I read on page 22. And I'm just reading. This is the kind of reader I do. I read out. I don't like see what I'm about to read. I just read as I go. That's normal, right? Like that's a normal thing to do.
Of course.
So this man was invited by kids to come out of his house and play with them.
Oh.
Says Albert was even more pleased, but even more shy now. So he made the new paper airplane and wrote this on it. I'd very much like to play with you, but I'm a little fat. And I stop, and I swear, I look up, and she's doing this.
No.
And I'm sitting there with Graham on my lap, and I'm like,
slowly closes the book. Like, if I was sitting there, dude, I would have been like, because I'm a little fat. And then I look up and she gave me that look, and I'm like, it said fat, not large, Helen.
Yeah. So my choice was very limited.
It almost sounded
intentional, right?
Spiteful.
Yeah.
Because
right.
I'm a little fat, and then you look up and you're like,
And I said it because I like to be animated when I read.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So I'm like, okay, I can acknowledge it. I can say, I'm sorry. But then if I do that,
You're
then it's
acknowledging
like,
it. Yeah.
Then I'm saying, no, I'm realizing that you're also fat.
Oh gosh, Garrett.
So I don't know what to do here. So I'm just
nothing.
I'm just going to keep reading, I guess.
No.
And hope it doesn't come up again.
That is not what we do. We just stop.
So the next page.
No. Okay.
The paper airplane came flying back into the window. Its message was, that's okay that you're a little fat. Matthew here is a little skinny.
Your name's Matthew.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I go, I decide to edit. That's what I decide to do. I'm like, I'm going to look ahead. So I go, its message was that's okay that you're not ready to come outside and play with us.
Yeah.
And then she does this. She looks over and goes,
okay then.
So, yeah. So I just continued and I edited it. And the one other one that slipped out was he began to hum as he tidied up his room and changed his clothes. He felt a little skinnier already.
Oh my gosh. I wish it was that true that you could just tidy up your room and you feel skinnier already. And there it is. Yeah.
This is real.
Oh my gosh.
This is a real book.
Okay.
So the idea is he gets a little, he starts working and he gets thinner and thinner so he can go out and play with the kids.
And then he
That's
went.
The moral.
And then he went to Arby's and got the 2 for $6 deal. And then the woman behind the counter is like, "Where?" and you just hear the woman behind the counter hum, "It's good mood food."
He replied to the children, "I would very much like to come play with you, but it's Thanksgiving and I'm watching football asleep on my couch." I don't know.
How did it get to Thanksgiving?
So then the real fun started.
That's what was good.
I get to page, let's see, what page was it? Page 26, or page 27. And at the end of the page, Audrey's still not back. So she's still gone. And this lady goes, "I'm ready for you anytime, sir." And I just go, "Okay, I'll go find out what Audrey's doing." And I get up and I leave Graham because I'm just like, what do I do? I got it. And then I'm like, I can't leave him in there, just by himself. So I immediately turn around and I go get him. Audrey is at the bathroom and I'm like, "Where have you been for 27 pages?" She's ready for us. And she's like, "I'm sorry, I had a poop situation." And I'm like, okay, let's go explain that to the nice lady.
Yeah.
So she gets going in her sales pitch. And you know what I mean by sales pitch, right?
Yeah, if like you buy this or this, you could get these or...
Yeah. And Audrey and I are not there to buy a pillow with these terrible pictures.
I wish so much that there was a pillow, though, with that pose you two did.
Yeah.
I'd buy it.
We were there and we told her, we were like, "Look, we're really not here." We like to preface it. Like, we don't like to get their hopes up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, their commission is obviously based on it or whatever.
We're not here to buy any Girl Scout cookies from your daughter.
Right.
Sorry.
So she's like, "Okay, well, there's options for you. You can buy this blanket. It starts with a 3x4 blanket that you can get this printed on for $87.95." And we're just like, no, we're not interested in that.
That's the cost of 2 cartons of eggs, Helen.
Right. And I was like, we can't. Who fits under that anyway? A 3-foot blanket?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, that's not a blanket. That is a washcloth.
Yeah, that is a towel.
That is a towel, ma'am. Yeah, for $87.
Yeah. So she starts going through this, and I just go, "We're not interested in that." Just to be a little firmer, and she goes, "Okay."
Okay. All right.
And so then she starts listing the fees that we have to pay, right?
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, "Okay, well, it's let's start talking through these. $59 for the session fee." And Audrey goes, Whoa, no, hold on. I was told that we didn't have to pay a session fee. And she was like, "Yeah, that's on Thursdays. This is Friday."
Oh my dear God.
And so she starts copying an attitude with Audrey.
No, that's not a good idea.
That is when I lost it.
Yeah, that's not a good idea, Garrett. That's not. Oh no. I feel like I should have come I was a janitor in the back with a big Mario mustache and I just shout out, "The from California.
Yeah.
The niceness is a front. They will wreck you."
Yeah. Then at least you would have had some kind of warning.
Oh no.
So
Okay.
anyways, so again, remember, I'm staying out of this or trying to until
Yeah.
she started doing this with Audrey.
Oh man.
But then she's like, but why would they tell me that it's a free session fee and we don't have to pay this? And she's like, because it's Thursday. That's on Thursdays, and this is Friday, ma'am. And so then I go to Audrey and I'm like, I have to pick a side. So I'm like, I think it was a miscommunication, honey.
Yeah.
Like, that was, it was just a miscommunication.
Yeah,
It's okay. Let's
yeah.
just pay the session fee. And Audrey goes, no.
Yeah.
No, I was told.
Yeah.
Hold on. And she gets her phone out and opens her voicemail.
Yes.
And sure enough, the lady goes, and because you're a member, your member number is this, and you get free session fees. And Audrey hangs up her phone and goes, so you were saying about the session fees?
Yeah.
And the woman's like, I'll take it off.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. Okay, good.
So I sided with the wrong person.
You did. So
Yeah.
what was your punishment?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
My punishment started 40 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
So by this time, Graham's melting. He runs into the photo room, and the camera is sitting there.
Oh man.
He grabs her camera.
Stop it. Stop.
This is real. This really happened. He grabs her camera and starts going, la, 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 la.
Yeah.
It's like a $1,600 camera.
Oh my gosh.
With like the lens and the yeah. So Audrey's like, Graham, put that down right now. We're going, and we drag them out of the store.
Yeah.
Graham's kicking. Yeah. So anyway, we hopefully will never see Margie again. But
So the moral of this story is that if you're going to take pictures, you better live large.
yeah.
All right, so here's a question that we have. If you Banter Biscuits don't know, at the end of every episode, we say email us with topic ideas or suggestions at bantergravy@gmail.com.
And then you continue to not do that.
Yeah, except we actually have one.
You got one?
Yes.
Cool.
This is awesome.
That's awesome.
It is.
It worked.
So
Yay.
Sarah Mitchell, I believe from Cleveland, Ohio,
Wow.
asks
Hi, Sarah.
us this. Hey. I know it's meant to be hey, but I'm like
Sarah, Sarah says, "Dear sirs, hey morons."
Yeah. Hey morons. No, she didn't say that. She's actually really nice. She said, "Hey."
I just love the idea of our fans just every day just ridiculing us with horrible things.
Yeah.
Like, hey, why don't you try rubbing 2 of those brain cells together? Maybe you'll make a good segment or 2.
I hear the batter of the banter gravy is actually still a little cold. Sarah says this, hey, rank your favorite fast food restaurants based solely on if you are on death row. Which one would you most likely pick as your last meal? And I need to stop right there.
Oh, jeez.
Because
Okay.
I need to find out why the both of us are on death row.
The actual question is, how have we avoided it so far?
Yeah. So, okay, I want to... Why are we there?
Because last episode we talked about how if we had the opportunity and we were born last century, we could potentially become milk thieves.
Okay. So we're on death row in like 1905 because we stole a bunch of pails of milk after pushing over Mr. Warner's cow.
I want to say it's because we were in Australia and we set up a bunch of scarecrows around the governor's mansion.
No,
and he came out and had a heart attack and died.
I picture us in Australia with like cameras on and like Hawaiian shirts on, be like, wow, all these British people are pretty lazy. And there's gonna be like this big jail cell shuts, and there's an electric chair just right down the hall. We're just like, when you are going first.
Yeah.
What do you want as a last
Yep.
meal? And I'm like, Outback? And they're like, it's 5 minutes sooner now.
Yeah. And I look up and I'm like, so in your country, you just call this regular food?
Oh my gosh.
Like steakhouse.
Okay, so
Where I can picture the commissioner of wildlife service, and we're standing there with the boomerangs, and you're like, check this out. And he's got a clipboard, and it swings around and just chops off the head of a kangaroo, and he just falls over dead.
yeah.
And you're like, that's a fine punishable by death.
Yeah.
And you're like, you ready to do this, Garrett? And I turn around and I'm like, look at how many boomerangs I can fit in my mouth.
We have to answer the question from our banter.
Oh,
biscuit.
that's right. Sorry.
Just why they don't write to us. Thank you, Sarah, for the
Thanks,
wonderful
Sarah.
question.
All right, good segment.
Yeah, no. That's okay, man. Okay.
All right, so
I feel like
I'm
we
on
need-
death row. I have
Yeah.
a last meal, and I can't choose anything.
There are layers. No, you can. You can. It says rank your favorite fast food restaurants based solely on if you are on death row. Which one would you most likely pick as your last meal?
So as I'm being lethally injected,
No, not as.
would I like to have cold shivers or diarrhea?
Yeah, you're
Which
not.
one?
It's not as you're being injected. It's like your last night, and then a few hours later, they're going to kill you.
Oh, I thought they were just feeding me as it was happening.
I picture you getting injected, and you're eating McDonald's. You're like, the quarter pounder hurts most.
Yeah. They're like, sir, chew. They're like, I have to do this quickly before the.
Can you imagine on death row? You know how they have to like
They're
inject
like, is he
you?
gone? And I'm like, these pickles are horrible.
You know how they have to like inject you?
Yeah.
You know how before you get a shot though, they like wipe your arm with like the disinfectant?
Yeah, right.
They do that and they're
Gotta
wiping.
make sure you don't die from infection.
Yeah, they're like
first.
wiping your arm. Like, we're going to kill you the right way.
Yeah. You're gonna be totally clean.
So there's layers to this because what
yeah. Okay, so-
constitutes fast food? Is Chipotle
we're-
fast food or Panera Bread?
No.
Is pizza fast food?
No.
Okay, so
Pizza.
it's
I guess Pizza Hut would be fast food. I think I would count it as like, I don't know. Actually, yeah, because if you can do Panera, then you can have a healthy meal. I think what she was getting at is like,
yeah, like guilty pleasure food.
right, yeah, like any of the classics. So I'm gonna say Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, Five Guys.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I don't know. They probably wouldn't spend that much money on us.
I would. Okay. Here's what I would do. You ready?
Yeah.
I would get Five Guys, and I would
Okay.
order a lot. And I would
So you
eat,
could keep eating,
and I would
not
eat. I
have
would
to-
eat all of it. Like I'd eat everything. Like I would eat probably 2 burgers, a giant thing of fries, a milkshake. They will have to drag me to the bed or the chair to kill me. And then as I'm about to go, like they'll stick it in my skin or they'll put the thing on my head depending on how I'm dying, or they'll cock the guns ready for the firing squad. Whatever.
Oh, this is fast food in 18th century.
Yeah, the
America.
firing squad. Well, there's a dude right now who just requested it, so they still do it. And no matter where I'm at in any scenario, so I have like 5 different scenarios in front of you. Of like on the bed, in the chair, on the wall with the thing on my eyes and about to shoot me, wherever, on the gallows, listening to somebody talk about their new novel they're writing, any sort of death. And I would say, okay, before you kill me, you want to check that receipt and how much money the taxpayers just wasted on my meal?
You could end up in the positive.
Yeah, I would definitely choose Five Guys. I think that it is not, it's not like in North Ridgeville where I used to live, where you can just pop down 83, go to Avon, there's Five Guys. Like in my area, Five Guys is like a little bit of a trek just to get it.
Yeah.
So I would definitely choose that. I think it is the best quality burger you can get for sure.
Yeah.
In that realm of fast food.
I would pick Chick-fil-A, but when they ask, I would ask for the live chicken. Be like, could you bring me what happens before the restaurant? And then I would just keep them with me so I could have a friend.
You lays an egg. You're like, see, look at me. Now I'm the richest person in America.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, that Gitchell, he's so sweet. Why is he dead on death row? And then you just tear the head off with your mouth.
Yeah.
They're like, that's
They're
why.
like, we got to put this guy down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would be laying there in the stirrup thing with my chicken friend.
Yeah.
And just be like, isn't this fun? and then I'd punch him in the side and then get away with the chicken on my head like Link does in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And just fly away.
Yeah.
I would do Chick-fil-A, and then I would request to be executed on Sunday.
You're a bad man.
And then I'd be like, looks like you're gonna have to find a restaurant, one of them that's open on Sunday. And then when they come back, I'm just gone.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. So no, seriously though, Chick-fil-A would be my number one. And then I could feel closer to the Lord
Okay.
as I'm dying. Because everyone knows that Chick-fil-A is next to godliness.
So let's cut out Chick-fil-A. Let's cut out Five Guys because I want to do a second one just because she did say rank. So
okay,
I would say
Chick-fil-A is my number one.
How many do you want to do? Like 3?
I think 3. Yeah.
Okay.
3 is a good rank.
If I couldn't do Five Guys, I would definitely do Taco Bell because the amount of cleanup that would probably have to happen once I'm executed would be hilarious. Yeah, for sure.
I think I'd have to go with, oh man, it's just such a sad day. All the fast food is celebration food.
I'd be like slowly going unconscious. I'd be like, come here, child. Like, what? I'm like, Baja Blast. Baja Blast. And I drink and I start coughing up.
Baja Blast, okay.
Baja Blast.
You might die before the injection.
Yeah, dude.
I think I'd have to go with Taco Bell.
Yeah, I do Taco Bell for sure.
Yeah,
I'd make
Taco Bell my number 2.
because I'm trying to eat it as I'm dying, and it's just going all over me because tacos aren't like the cleanest food, and I'm like, someone's gonna have to clean all this up,
I think because that's the only restaurant that I go to for sadness fix.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for instance, every day, every year that we're done with Palooza, me and Caleb go get Taco Bell and just decompress.
Oh, I love that.
And then I want to say one of the times that you were moving, we went to Taco Bell. Do you remember that?
When I was moving.
Yeah, when you were leaving Cleveland.
I've only left Cleveland once.
Or was it one of the times you came back? It was like potentially right after you left and you came back to visit and we went to Taco Bell.
I'm thinking it's when I came back because I think we went to Taco Bell in Elyria.
Yeah.
It was the first time I came back.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of half celebration, but, I was sad for a long time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we have this okay. Now.
We have... Great.
Yeah.
We get to see each other every week.
And this week it's twice because we're behind recording.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like sometimes when I'm just not feeling happy...
Okay.
I'll go and have a chalupa. And
me too,
I'll
me
feel
too, dude.
better.
I put nacho cheese in mine instead of sour cream, though, brother.
Yeah. We both have like emotional problems with fast food. That
you could have just stopped right there.
When you do, yeah. We just have problems.
We both just have emotional problems.
When you do your ADHD with your doctor that you're gonna do, you have to tell them about that and hopefully look into it a little bit because I missed out on that opportunity. But yeah, so I think that would be my number 2, just to make myself feel a little bit better. Number 3,
I'm trying to think of 3.
I don't care. I Wendy's, I guess.
I was gonna say Wendy's because I was gonna say like I'd probably get. Really?
Yeah, it's the only place that serves chili.
Not down here.
Oh,
so we got Skyline and we got not for me. I mean, it is what it is. We got Skyline and we got Gold Star.
If you get executed in Cincinnati, that's all you'll have available.
Yeah, they're
that's
like
the only restaurant down there.
and it'll just be slop. I would probably get Wendy's too, and I would most likely get like a triple Baconator just to say I did it. So when someone's like, "Hey, that could kill you," and I'm just being carted off, I'm like way ahead of you.
Yes.
For sure, dude. For sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sarah. That was really nice.
Yeah. Now I'm feeling like what I would be doing when I'm dying on death row.
Yeah. All right.
Where do we go from here?
Seth, you have a story
of a man named Brady.
I don't just mean the story of your life. It sounded like the opening to a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
Seth has a story.
And it's just the Book of Mormon.
Except you're under the gold plates.
Yeah.
So yeah, you told me that you had I actually messaged you and said, "Hey, I've got something for the podcast this time." And you were like, "And so do I."
Yes.
And I was immediately excited because you're the type of individual that you don't just tell random stories like me. You hold on to your tongue until you have a good one.
I knew that when this was over, I immediately put it in my phone.
Yeah.
And I said,
it's so funny how you do that.
Yeah. And
I was like the lady The lady who passed out on the Costco floor and smashed her head on the
She's
ground.
like bleeding out. And you just take your phone out. You're like,
I'm like, yeah.
yeah, they're like, are you calling 911? You're like, even better. I'm writing this down for my podcast. She's going to need some help though.
It's so funny. I do the same thing. I'm like, all right, we got something for Monday.
Yeah, and I was like getting frustrated because like I'm trying to find the folder that's for the stories. I'm like, come on, where are you? I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the most intriguing thing of all this is what you've titled it. You said the Muppet and the Country Bumpkin.
Yeah, there's no other way.
Which sounds like the greatest story ever told, other than the life and death of Jesus.
Part 1 of 5. Since Jesus, did you just say since Jesus? This is all right, fine. There's no resurrecting this story though. I'm going to tell you right now, like once it's over, man. So I'm sitting at home. We meant to record last week, but I got sick again, biscuits with the flu. So we're actually, a week behind.
It's been brutal.
This happened probably 2 weeks ago, 1.5 to 2 weeks ago. So I'm sitting in my kitchen, as normal folks do. I look outside, and I saw a bird poo.
Which you have like a legit kitchen now.
I do, yeah. It's a legit house.
It's not the alley kitchen in most apartments.
Yeah, this one is an open concept kitchen with vinyl wooden floors. Yes, we do have nooks. Yes. Yeah. And you remember how you told me, like, just wait until things start falling apart?
It happened, didn't it?
So
the second you make your first mortgage payment,
we go and we start to whatever in the kitchen, cooking, whatever. Shelby's coming home from church, and I got home a lot earlier than her. And lately, our garage door, not like the actual door, but the door to go to the garage. Sometimes it sometimes it gets caught. Like you go to close it, but it won't close all the way. Like it gets stuck. So then you push it and it'll shut. And I'm thinking, oh, it's probably just like whatever. So it happened again. It was like the 4th time. And I was just like, if I keep shutting this really hard, surely it'll get fixed because it wasn't consistent.
Somebody didn't learn anything when they got their first cavity.
No. So
should probably brush those.
Yeah, maybe Mike Chompers.
Yeah.
So
well, if you let things go in the household world, it only compounds and makes things worse for you. Shelby
comes home from church, and she's
hold on, pause. I have to know. Did she point this out before the disaster occurred?
I can't remember. I know I knew about it for a while.
It's all such a blur.
Yeah, so she comes home from church, and I hear the garage door open, and then I hear the door like handle moving, but the door isn't opening, and she's like, hello, hello, honey, hello, unlock the door. And I'm like, literally on the other side there, I'm like, I'm trying, I can't open it. And she keeps knocking like, honey, unlock the door, hello. And I'm like, I'm trying. And she's like, what are you doing? Open the door. And then I just start slamming my head on the door like, I'm trying, stop pushing.
Oh no, you did the anger hits.
I did, I was so upset, dude.
Yeah. You're mad at the door. You're mad at Shelby. You're mad at yourself for ignoring it.
I am not a violent person. Okay?
It all comes out in those pounds on your fist on the door.
Oh, it was bare hand, dude.
Yeah,
I was smacking the
just
door.
Open palm.
Yeah, I was
just
open palm and whack. I'm like, stop yelling at me. I'm trying.
You're just like, I'm trying, and it just goes through.
Yeah,
and your hand is just in front of her, and you're like. And just reach down to unlock it.
Yeah.
Like,
through the hole and unlock. Yeah. And I told her, I said, go around. So she goes around.
Okay.
And she didn't believe me that it wasn't locked. Do you ever, like when you go to like a crosswalk and someone clearly already pressed the button, but you just have to go.
You have to do it anyway.
And you just have to press it. So she
do it in elevators too.
Yeah. So she goes up to the door and she locks it and then tries to pull it. She's like, oh, wait, no, this is locked.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say that it opened right up. And,
no.
And she was like.
So come to find out, the piston part, you know what I'm talking about?
That's a gun.
Oh, good point. What's that part called?
So it turns out that thing that you kill people with, I wanted to use one on myself.
Yeah, that's a pistol, by the way. So like what's the little mechanism that obviously like latches? Oh, door latch. It's a door latch. Yeah, so the latch is broken. I'm like, it latches it. Oh. Yeah. So I have to take apart the doorknob, which was easy until we were on the screw on the left side, and we go to take it out, and it's not coming out because the whole thing's like locked. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we had to like strip the screw and slowly just like open this, like discombobulate this door handle, unalive it, if you will. Yeah. And we take the door handle off, and then the hatch is just still in. And, you know, you can still stick the handle in to turn it, and we go, and it's not opening all the way. Yeah. So Shelby has to go to the other side, and she's like trying to turn it. And then because I'm getting so frustrated, I'm like, you know what? And I stick a screwdriver in, and I start prying the thing open. I'm like trying to pull it open. I'm like, now push. And she opens. I'm like, oh, thank God. And then we took it apart. So the latch was broken. The thing wouldn't go all the way in anymore. Like, you know how you like can push on it and it goes into the door? Like it wasn't fully going in anymore. It was just broken. So I go, and here was mistake number one. I go to Lowe's.
Oh, jeez.
And I walk in, and I'm
without
like,
researching first.
Yeah. I put the hatch or the latch, the door handle, everything into a bag, and I bring it to Lowe's, and I walk into Lowe's, and I go to the back, and there's these guys standing literally in front of these wooden doors. And I set the thing on, and they're like really intelligent dudes. Like, that is a doorknob. Yeah. And I'm like,
thank you, sir, for visiting the identification department of Lowe's. Now we'd like to show you right to this exit.
And it's just a cliff. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Do you know where I can find a new one? I'm like, specifically, and I'm digging through it obnoxiously, and I take it out. This latch? And they're like, you're going to need to go to aisle 14, and then maybe for new screw 16. I'm like, thanks. Nice. Sweet. So I go to aisle 14, and they said, well, we'll bring someone over there to you too. And I'm there, and no one's coming, and I can't find any of the latches. No, it wasn't, because no one came. And
I was gonna say, isn't it great? Like, not the other one. What's that weird orange box store that we're hoping to get a sponsorship from?
Home Depot. It's French. It's surrender. I go, and no one's showing up, and then I have to use the bathroom. So I got to use the bathroom, obviously, because I just need a break. I'm like, okay, I'm going to wash my hands. We're going to go back out. We're going to try again. So I go back to the aisle, and I run into this dude who works there who I have met before. Uh-oh. And he helped pour my paint. Okay. Except this guy is a Muppet. Oh. And I'm going to tell you why.
You mean he's goofy?
Man, like, there is no one goofier I've ever met. He's probably top 5 goofiness I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, boy.
He's like, I bump into him, and before, like, my mind's like, wait, don't ask him. But my mouth goes, hey, do you think you can help me find this door latch? And he's like, excuse me, I have to get this ready. Oh, yeah, I think we have something like that. I can help you go find it. Let's go. Oh, and I'm like, okay. Oh, dear God, it is this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like,
so you mean like he's unhelpful, or he doesn't know anything? He's
unhelpful. He doesn't know anything, and he sounds like a Muppet.
Okay.
We might as well have just seen half of his body behind like a shelf moving around like a Muppet.
I can't wait until we start going through Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, the second part, because you literally did the voice of one of the characters.
Yeah.
And do you know why that doesn't bother me? Because I have something called rat eyes. Not rat eyes.
And he's like, I don't think we really have any of these sort of contraptions in here, but I suppose we can take a look. And he's like Morty from Rick and Morty, dude. And we're looking around. He's like,
oh, come on. Why are you making me do this? I don't want to be here.
No, dude, we'll get into that because that is something he said. And we're looking for it. And we finally, we move all the stuff on the bottom shelf. And there it is. He's like, wow, I'm actually kind of surprised I even found it. Yeah. And then he gives it to me. He's like, oh, okay, here you go. And dude, this dude's like probably 27. Like, I'm not even kidding. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, and then some old guy from like the deep country's like, what can we help you with, sir? Oh, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And here's the thing. The Muppet knew this guy. Oh. And they were rivals.
Oh, no.
So he's like,
So he tried to steal you away from him?
He's like, oh, no, it's fine. I already helped him. We don't need you around here. I already got it. And the guy's like, well, they called me to come down here, so what can we help you with? And I'm like looking at both of them.
Angry Texan
dude who's literally like 67. And he's just this old, and he's just so country. He's the country bumpkin. So now the Muppet and the country bumpkin are starting to argue about the part that the Muppet found for me.
Oh my
and
gosh.
the Muppet goes, well, I mean, they only have it in gold and he wants it in nickel. And the old guy's like, darn it, except he wasn't saying darn it. And he says this a lot out loud. It's like his tick. He's like, darn it, bring it over here. And the Muppet guy's like, no, I'm going to help him with it. I'm going to help him with this. And he's like, bring it over here. So he's like, see? And he's like, starts sticking a screwdriver in it. He's like, you just got to pop it off and then you can just put it on the new one. And the dude's like, no, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. And I'm just like,
this kid did not learn his lesson.
And I'm just like, and then the old guy, but he's now better. He's like, darn it, leave it alone. I got it. And I'm just
you're just slowly backing away.
I'm slowly backing
as the camera
away,
over
dude.
your shoulder as you get away, and he's just
like
going like this with his whole body on the ground.
So he's at the tool
I
chest.
said I would help the customers on this aisle.
Stop it! You're breaking it. You're breaking it. And I'm just like,
jeez, dude, why you gotta slam me down like that? My neck's already been broken today.
It's literally that's exactly what it was. So we go. And the dude's like trying to pop it off with this screwdriver, and the Muppet's not having it, and the old country bumpkin is still trying his best. And he's like, see, it comes off just like this. I told you it's going to come off like this. And then it does, which is fine, except when he pops it off, it flies in the air in slow motion.
Oh, no.
And they're still arguing at each other as it's flying in the air, but except you see me kind of following it.
Yeah.
And it's going and it's flipping and it's moving and it hits the ground and it slides under the rack.
Of course.
And it's gone. And the Muppet's like, see, I told you that would happen. You're being too aggressive. And the old country bumpkin's like, darn it.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
pushes him into one of the aisles, and he's like, oh, you can't break somebody's back who has no backbone.
Yeah. And so now the Muppet is starting to move all of the stuff on the shelf, and his pants are like riding real low as he's doing it. Okay. And the old country bumpkin.
Is the Muppet guy skinny?
Yes, really skinny. Okay. And the old country bumpkin is like a little like hunchback, but really bigger, like really big, like a lot bigger. So it's just this thing, man. It's this dynamic. And he's just standing here yelling at the guy. He's like, well, if you would have just let me take it off like I was supposed to. And the guy's like, stop yelling at me. Stop.
This is the stuff that like 50s Western TVs are made of, or TV shows are made of.
Yeah.
Like they're just on horseback riding and just like, oh man, I told you we shouldn't have robbed that stagecoach.
That's exactly
and he's
what
like,
it was.
shut your yapper. You'll be happy when we're eating beans around the campfire. And then the next shot is him, just the skinny guy on a rotisserie, and he's just spinning him above a roasted fire.
I need more.
Like,
I need more garlic. So he's like trying. So the Muppet's moving everything out of the way, and the country bumpkin's like yelling at him.
They need to be on a TV show.
And they did, and then they eventually move all the stuff. And the old guy's like, "Are you sure it fell down here?" And the Muppet's like, "I'm sure. It slid right here." And I'm just like, "Oh my god!
Can I get my handle, please?"
I'm like, and why am I even judging right now? I couldn't even pop this thing off of a simple latch on a door, so I deserve everything that's coming to me right now.
Yeah.
And eventually they move all the way, and the Muppet's like, "See, there it is. It's right there. It's right there." And the old guy's like, "Darn it!" And then the Muppet finds it, and he brings it to me, and there's all this dust from probably decades.
And gross, yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, we won't."
Sticky hand.
Yeah, and the Muppet's like, "Oh, we won't charge you for the dust." He hands it to me. And I turned around and I walked away.
And you didn't say thank you. You were just
I just left.
Yeah.
And I checked out and I fixed the door handle and the latch on my door. And I took a deep breath. And I
Shelby
said,
was like, well, that took a while.
Yeah. And I said, no one's going to believe what just happened to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Muppet and the country bumpkin.
Oh my gosh. Where are these people really exist?
It was
at a Lowe's down in Cincinnati somewhere.
It was crazy, dude.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Well, Banter Biscuits, as normal, we made a plan and are not sticking to it.
That That never happens.
That has happened since episode 0.
Okay.
Do you remember recording episode 0?
No.
When we started talking and I was like, wait a second, is this the podcast? And you're like, oh yeah, we started 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. The podcast started and Garrett was 10 minutes late to it. Yeah.
And I was like, oh. So I did not do gravy garnish today.
Nope.
Instead, I heard this story and I had to check out if it was true, because I didn't believe it. And apparently, it is absolutely true. The ocean is a very brutal place.
Yeah.
And there's 2 reasons that we're going to display to you today.
You're constantly drowning.
To prove it. So I want to start out with the sad, sad tale of the silverfish.
Oh, go ahead.
This is amazing. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Hold on to your butts.
Wow.
This is unbelievable.
Wow.
All right. On an island in Siberia. So I already have questions because I didn't know they had them.
Islands?
Yeah, in Siberia, right? Isn't it like the middle of China but above?
I don't know, man.
Or the middle of Russia?
I just know I never want to be sent there.
Yeah. From May to June each year, various birds, sea lions, and whales gather simultaneously. The reason they travel thousands of miles to this place is to be in proximity to where billions of silverfish can be found. Each female silverfish carries nearly 20,000 eggs that must be spawned on the sand, which is literally a suicidal reproductive method.
Oh, seriously? So they die after this?
They go, oh, it's time for eggs to come out, and they flop onto the sand.
They're like, where's my, what's it called? The person who like coaches you through it. My doula?
Where's my life coach?
Yeah, where's my doula?
And they're like, all right, that was fun. Now how do we get back?
Yeah.
So as the fish approach the shore, hungry humpback whales take bites out of the schools of fish and swallow thousands of silverfish at a time.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously, many silverfish do survive, but as soon as they escape the whale's range, the silver scale fish are then surrounded by thousands of hungry sea lions and that eat all the silverfish quickly, silver scale fish quickly. The male silverfish form a huge ball, tightly protecting the female fish at the center. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's chivalry.
So it's not dead.
Thank God.
I just picture like in Walmart, you know, like when they ask you to change over your cell provider. And it's like all these men throw their wives into the center of this ball. And they're just like protecting them. And like these salespeople are like, ma'am, who's your cell service provider?
You don't
and they
have
just
to worry about
like,
them.
Nope, not today.
We're here for goldfish. We're here for goldfish.
Yeah. So yeah, these male silverfish apparently protect the women at the center.
Okay.
Since the outer layer of the fish bowl is made up of male silver scale fish, if attacked, the ones eaten are mostly male.
Okay.
So the ones that are needed to spawn these eggs are protected, and they get closer and closer to the shore. Gradually, this fish ball is pushed towards the shallow waters of the near beach. The surviving fish then rush onto the sand, as we discussed earlier, where millions of seagulls and other seafaring birds are waiting there to devour them.
Oh, thank God. We're free, Maria. We're free. I picture the seagulls from Nemo. Mine?
Yeah. So I just imagine you're trying to have a baby, but you keep getting like attacked by things.
Yeah, it's called medical debt.
It's oh boy. So sensing danger, the female scalefish spawns 20,000 eggs, which sends the signal to the male silverfish that they have about a 10-second window to fertilize the eggs. So these fish, so the male fish are like sitting just offshore, out of breath from protecting the females in this ball, having almost been eaten, and they're just like,
What else could go wrong today?
And then the women are like, all right, you got 10 seconds.
Yeah.
During this brief window, the male fish rush onto the shore to certain death to fertilize the eggs just before being eaten. Typically, there's no fish left at the end of this horrible procedure.
Oh my gosh.
So all that's left is eggs. After almost all the male fish die, the fertilized eggs cling tightly to the sand. As the tide rises, it takes the eggs back into the ocean, where later the baby fish will hatch and live. So until they have to turn right around and do the whole thing all over again.
Can I read? Can I read the second one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So apparently, octopi, punch fish
Octopuses.
randomly. So here's the tale, gang. Researchers have found that octopus occasionally punch the fish that join them underwater in their hunting parties. Research notes that sometimes the octopus wants just the fish to get away from its prey or feel that it's needed to redirect the fish. Other times,
by the way, somebody was researching this. So this was money either by tax or by private investor spent looking at an octopus.
other times, the punching seems to be selective and have no reason. No one knows why the octopus do this except for the grumpy cephalopod itself, and he's keeping his secrets. Why? Why is that there?
How I take these articles,
Yeah.
and I just kind of rewrite them in my own wording.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I kept.
Yeah. And he's keeping his secrets.
It's like, what?
Have you ever seen like an octopus like fit into a jar or stuff like that? Like those
Yeah,
things are
like
so
on the video,
intelligent,
just go-
dude. Yeah.
That's what I want to do every Monday.
Well, here's what we want all of you Banter Biscuits to do every day. We want you guys to click like and subscribe, give us a 5-star review. And if you guys have any topic suggestions, please email us at bantergravy@gmail.com.
Can we do this sign off from inside of the stomach of a sperm whale?
Sure. Go ahead. Rowing away.
So long, everyone.
Take care.